welcome to my channel. Or welcome back if you're following along. I always like to start off my videos with stats about me and a recap of my weight loss so far. Now to give you some context, I'm only 5 foot tall. I'm 51 years old and I'm on a journey to lose 180 pounds. Now I have this target weight goal of 124 pounds. Now that's the highest weight on the chart to be in the normal range for my height. I started my weight loss journey on January 1st at my highest weight ever of 304 pounds. Now, after taking my 23rd shot of Zepbound at the end of the 30th week of dieting, I weighed in on July 26, 2025 at 277 pounds. Now that brings me to a total of 27 pounds down. Now this video covers the results of my 24th shot of Zepbound and 31 weeks of weight loss. Now I'm currently on 10 milligrams of name brand Zepbound. I have previously used compounded trizepatide, but I switched probably about 10 to 15 weeks into my journey to Zepbound. Now I do purchase that directly from the manufacturer Lilly, and I'm still not having any side effects. And I'm still injecting in the same spot. Like it's usually on either the left or right side of my lower stomach. And I've had absolutely no reaction to the shot. Now, I haven't had any nausea this week, and even my sulfur burps have gone away at this point. And of course, my food noise is pretty non-existent, which is absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how much not having the food noise has really been helping. Now, usually I do start getting the munchies around Thursday or Friday, and that's pretty typical since I take my shot on Saturday morning. Now, I do tend to have higher calorie intakes on those 2 days, but on Saturdays and Sundays, I find that my appetite is really suppressed, so I do tend to eat less calories. I really actually have to remind myself to eat those days. So I think it just really balances itself out throughout the week. Now I'm still using the Noom app to track my calories, but it doesn't track anything but calories. So I don't have protein, carbs, or any other macro data, but I use it because my health insurance pays for it, so I'm not out of pocket any money. And honestly, if I had to track anything else, that would be such a huge mental load for me that I wouldn't even bother doing it. So how I determined how many calories I need to eat in a day, I used what's called the basal metabolic rate calculator, or BMR. Now the last time I calculated my BMR, it showed I should be eating right at 1,420 calories per day to lose my projected 1.5 pounds per week. Now this past week, I came in at 1,451 calories average per day over the 7 days. So that really only comes out to an extra 217 calories for the week. And that's so minimal, honestly, like I don't even worry about it. Now, once I hit a total of 30 pounds down, I will recalculate my BMR because I know it'll probably drop about 40 calories per day. Now, this is something that I'll keep updating throughout my weight loss journey. And as I'm losing weight or adding inactivity, you definitely need to make sure you keep up with adjusting that because you may end up finding that you're ingesting too many calories for the current weight that you're at. Now, I did start a step challenge on August 1st, and that will be my next video released right after this one. And that's gone really well. I'm so excited to share that with you. You know, honestly, my overall goal is to work up to a constant 7,500 steps per day because I'm really looking to burn an additional 500 calories each day with just the exercise. I'm looking to add like another pound to my weight loss per week. That isn't within my calorie restrictions that I have set. And I'm kind of really glad I did the step challenge. I really enjoyed giving the daily updates, maybe not the actual exercise, but I really had fun filming it. And I think it gave me something to look forward to each day. So hopefully that video will give you the encouragement to add a little exercise in your life, even if you hate it as much as I do. Now, you know, obviously movement is always good for us no matter how much we want to avoid it. So let's get right into the weigh-in. And I'm really expecting good things this week because everything was right on track. Now on July 26th, I weighed in at 277 pounds and I took my 24th shot that day to start my 31st week of weight loss. Now at the end of the week on Saturday, August 2nd, I weighed in at 273 pounds. So I lost a total of 4 pounds. I was so shocked. I lost 8 pounds in the last 2 weeks, but I think that really does make up for some of the disappointing weigh-ins that I've had the prior weeks. So this brings me a total loss of 31 pounds. I know that's right at 1 pound per week loss. And, there's going to be a lot of people that say that that's just too slow, or you're doing something wrong, or you need to adjust your calories, or you need to eat low carb, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. But my doctor said that the average weight loss on this medication is really between a half a pound and 2 pounds per week. So I'm right in the middle of that. So while it is a little disappointing to me to be losing weight so slowly, I am just so thankful that I am not being tortured by food noise day in and day out while I'm trying to maintain eating in this calorie deficit. So I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. Like, I could not do this journey without the medication. I would have given up months ago because the food noise is way stronger than my willpower. But I have really been hearing some rumblings about price hikes, and I just heard the news about the UK where they're getting ready to raise their prices by 170%. It's kind of in response to somebody wanting everybody to be paying the same amount for the medication. So instead of lowering the prices in the United States, where I'm at, they decided to raise other European countries' rates. And I feel so bad for people because I know I'm really on the verge of not being able to afford my medication anymore. And it's getting pretty serious where I'm really struggling. I'm looking for things around the house that I can sell to cover this medication. Maybe even my car, like if I have to. I mean, it's so ridiculous that we have to get to this point. I just feel so bad for people who actually had the medication at an affordable price, and now because some Yahoo, all of a sudden now they're going to be paying double, more than double, right? Like 170%. That's absolutely absurd. So, I hope that truly that this situation gets resolved at some point, because I think this is just not sustainable for people who are in desperate need of this medication. So I'll get off my soapbox with that. But I just had to say something because we're kind of getting out of control at this point. Now, I haven't covered my BMI in a while. I know a lot of people don't really believe in this number, but I started this journey at 59.5. And as of this weigh-in, I'm down to 53.3. So that's a total BMI loss of 6.2%. And if you don't know, I'm so proud I finally made it on the BMI chart. The chart ends at 54, and for so long, I have not even been on the BMI chart, which, if you think about it, it's kind of sad that I can't get coverage for the medication when I'm not even on the BMI chart. I don't even make it on it. So I don't know, just ridiculousness all around that I have to pay out of pocket for this life-changing, life-saving, all the money that the health insurance is going to save once I'm healthier and not having to go to the doctor to do this and that and the other. So, okay, soapbox time over again. So I think it's time to do a little photo comparison. So here's a photo of me wearing the same dress, starting at 300 pounds, then again at 280 pounds, and then again just the other day at 273 pounds. Now, I know it doesn't quite look it in the recent photo at 273 pounds, but the dress was definitely fitting much looser. If you look at my right arm, which is on the left side of the screen, you can see how much further down the sleeve comes. Now, I think it's just the angle that I was standing at that made my stomach look larger, but I can absolutely guarantee that I have lost a bunch of inches in just that 7-pound drop. Now, on my next weigh-in video, I'll be sharing a bunch of non-scale victories that I've been hitting, and one of them is super, super exciting. I didn't think it would actually come this soon, so I'm really excited. And I can't wait for my cruise next month, because when I get on the plane and go to sit down, I'm really, really hoping that I won't have to use the seatbelt extender. I also didn't pay to upgrade myself to an extra legroom seat, so hopefully I'll fit much better down the aisle and in the row itself. Now, I do know that JetBlue, which is who I'm flying on, that the seat belts do tend to be a little bit longer than most airlines. So I'm thinking that my weight loss will be enough that I won't have to use the extender, but I'm just going to bring my personal extender just in case. I don't really have a lot of hopes for the tray table, but I'll make sure I take a video of it either way, because I want to see how far it goes down compared to the last time I flew when I was at 300 pounds. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I have added in more movement for the coming week, so I'm excited to see if burning extra calories really does help me drop more weight. And I also will need to recalculate my BMR once I hit 270 pounds. And I have a feeling I might need to drop just a few more calories per day out of my average intake. Now, I did order some new dresses from Bloom Chic, not sponsored, and I'm waiting for them to arrive. So I'll include a try on in the next weigh-in video as well. I got 3 different sizes because I was hoping that these dresses will hold me over until I start to get close to about 200 pounds. So we'll see the difference and see how the sizes fit. I know that at least the 3X will fit because my blue dress is a 4X and it is way too big. So I know at least 2 of the dresses will fit. I did get 2 2Xs and 1 1X just because it was a discontinued pattern that I already own. That is sadly my favorite dress and way too big for me. So, fingers crossed that 1X will fit in no time at all. Now, before you go, I'm going to drop in a little footage here of my grocery store purchase for the week. Now, here's a photo of my refrigerator. This is what it looks like prior to ordering groceries. Honestly, a little sad. The poor thing is in desperate need of a fill-up. But I do want to reiterate that this grocery purchase does really represent a typical week for me. There's no tomfoolery, no hiding anything. This is what I will be eating for the next 7 days. Well, hello there. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of things that I purchased for myself. This is actually a week's grocery haul minus the tomatoes, which I realize that now that they left out, and I'm super sad because I am pretty much a tomato-based life form, and I am going to be crying all the way back to the market when I have to go in and get them replaced. So let's just go over the items really quickly. So I got myself a seedless watermelon. I got myself a Danny sub that is 720 calories, but I'll take off half the bread and add a little mayonnaise to it, and that'll be my lunch for the day. I got a half a pound of salmon, some peppers to have a salad with this feta over here, and there's a red onion down here that I got to go in it with some cucumbers, and supposed to have tomatoes, but I'm very sad that I don't have them. Some yellow squash. So I got 1.25 pounds of boneless, skinless breast chicken, and that will make about 3 to 4 meals for me. And then I got a little over 3 pounds of baby back pork ribs. What I'll do is I'll cook the whole thing, and then I'll divide it up into 3 portions and put 2 of the portions in the freezer for me to eat later. So that way I'm not splurging on eating a whole half a rack of ribs. I get just 1/3 at a time. And then I got some wonderful black seedless grapes. These are amazing. Look at the size of these. They are gigantic and they are extremely tasty. And then I also got some red grapes. Now I know there's going to be people in the comments that are going to say, oh, that's too much sugar, you shouldn't eat that. But you know what? Like, that is the sugar that I get in my diet. You see, there's not one piece of candy, not one processed food, because I have food allergies. So I usually eat about 1.5 cups, maybe 2 cups of grapes in a day, or some other fruit. Like, I've got some strawberries down there. And that's pretty much it. I think because I got the watermelon this time. But I did want to point out, for those of you who have a lactose allergy, maybe try a cheese made with sheep or goat milk. So I get the feta from Wegmans, and it is 100% sheep or goat milk, so no cow's milk, which usually has the allergen in it that people with lactose in it struggle with. Now, I am not lactose intolerant. I have a whey allergy, and feta is made from the curd and not the whey. A cheese like ricotta, I cannot touch with a 10-foot pole because that is made from the whey that is left over when you make a cheese like mozzarella or feta. And then the only thing left in my bag over there is just cat food. But yeah, that's what I got myself for the week. Now I do have some extra protein left over in the freezer, so I do have about, I'd say 6 to 8 more servings to get me through the week because I didn't buy that much meat this time. But that was the total, including the cat food and not, well, including the tomatoes that I didn't get, and I'm not letting that go, was about $143. So yeah, groceries are pretty prohibitively expensive in my area, so I do have to be cautious with what I purchase. Now I do save about 10% plus the tip when I go to the grocery store, but you know, sometimes I just don't have the time to get out there because I have weekend commitments on top of work. But I really appreciate you stopping by to see what I feed myself. So you can see that, yeah, I really don't don't have a lot of processed food in my diet. I eat lots of fruits and vegetables, and that has always been the way. I do say that since I've started the diet plan on January 1st, that I am more cautious about portion size. Also, I don't really have a craving for chips anymore, and that was one of my big kind of calorie intakes would be, you know, I could easily down a bag of chips in a day and a half. And also I don't eat as much. I think chocolate's really the only sweet that I would really ever get into. And I just don't eat it that often anymore. So yeah, I mean, the medicine has helped a lot. And as far as like the overall, I guess you would say, composition of what I eat, it really hasn't changed much. Just really, like I said, portion size and eliminating things like chips out of my diet have helped a lot. So yeah, so thanks for stopping by to see what I get up to eating for a week. And hopefully maybe I'll get up to doing some recipe videos. I think that would be a lot of fun. So thanks for stopping by. Have a good day. So for those of you who wonder how I get on with my sandwich, I took off half of the bread, so just one side of the sandwich, and I put all of the meat and the veggies on just half of the sandwich. It was already pre-cut. And then I just grabbed 2 cucumbers, and that will be my lunch for the day. So I really want to thank you for stopping by to watch my weight loss update. And I want to encourage you to just do the best that you can. Every day does not have to be perfect, but your little changes over time will go a long way to help you reach your goals. Now, if you'd like to help me grow my channel, please make sure you give it a like by hitting that thumbs up button, and subscribe if you'd like for my videos to show up in your recommended feed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I release a new video. I've got lots of great new content on the way, so make sure you don't miss out. And make sure you follow along to see if I lose my mind before I lose the remaining 140 pounds. Sorry. Lint just totally got me distracted. So I hope that you have a fabulous day, and I hope to see you in the next video.